Hey, kia ora. Helen Browns here, coming to you live from Sun City in Arizona. Hope you've all had a super fantastic, sparkling day. It's been a busy day of study. I still got a lot of study to do, so I am pushing my James Bond movie tonight to tomorrow night because tomorrow is a zero study day, only because our work is due in by, let's see, they're 11:59, so 9:59 p.m. Mountain Time, which is where I am. I got to have it in by then. So my goal is to have it in there well before then, and we'll see how we go. But I've already had my hand slapped today. So one of the things we had to do is they gave us a page from the 1920 census and a page from the 1930 census from Brooklyn, New York. And there was one family on the 1920 census, and then they appeared on the 1930 census. And we had to look at the differences and talk about, they had some questions in there for us to consider and to look, and they wanted us to put in our observations. So I get into the 1920 census page, and I'm busy looking at that. And like I always do with census reports, I look who else is on the page and who is on the page before and the page after. Well, I didn't have to go to I didn't get past, I did go look at the page before and after. That on the same page as the family we were looking at for the case study was a very familiar name. And I thought, that name got married to one of Brad's ancestors. Wonder if it's the same family. We actually got married to one of his great aunts, and his great grandaunt, his great grandparents, his great grandmother's. Oh shoot! It was one of his great grandparents. It was their sibling that had gotten married to this particular last name. And I thought, I wonder if they're related. Nope, got to stay focused and study and everything else. So I've taken note of the information so I can go back at a later date and see if now the great grand aunt and her husband were not mentioned in that family. They had the same last name as that she married into. So my goal is to go back at some point and have a look at that again and see if it could be a sibling to her husband, or if it's related to the husband's family in any way. They all are, and the only information I have is her husband's name and his parents' names because they were on the marriage certificate. So that's as much information as I have on the family, on that particular family. So it'll be interesting to go back and see. So I made that observation. Then I went to 1930. Oh, there's a spelling variation of Brad's family. Wonder if they're related in any way. So again, made notes of that so I can go back later and have a look. I didn't recognize any of the names in that family, but it could be one of the siblings that came over because his great grandfather had some siblings that came over as well. So maybe this particular branch of the family could belong to some of them. And we haven't researched that very well yet either. So, of course, I made these observations, and I've got my hand slapped for saying this is the sort of information that needs to be talked about around the water cooler, not on this discussion. And I'm like, but you wanted observations on the 1920 and the 1930 census. So I did. I made observations that there could be family members that I'm tracing on there. So now I have to go back and redo my answer, so that it does not include the people in Brad's family, possible relations to Brad's family. So I'm just going to remove all the other stuff and just put down there about the about when they arrived in New York. Because one of my question was, I wonder if they all came over on the same ship. It is a possibility. It's probably unlikely, but there is a possibility. There's always a possibility there because they arrived in the same year. So now I'm going to go and have a look, and I put what records I would go and have a look to find out this information. And so I will, I don't know if I can go back and edit my answer. wonder if I can just do it that way. I'll have to go and have a look. But anyway, so I'm plowing along with the information. I've still got a few pages to do, but I'm not going to get them done in the next hour. And 8 o'clock is usually, if I'm going to watch a James Bond movie, that's when I start at 7:30, 8 o'clock. And I still got a bit to do, and I'm probably going to miss that 7:30, 8 o'clock deadline. So I think for when I can start a James Bond movie. So I figured, well, I'll just take the extra time, get the study finished, and get everything done so that it's ready to go tomorrow. And then all I've got to do tomorrow is, after I finish working, is go in during my hour of study time that I do have an hour of study time on Mondays after work to go in if I need to go in and check answers and all of that. I also have an extra hour of study time first thing in the morning to go in and have a look. And so yesterday I did that with last week I did that with my answers in that first 1 hour study period, the early morning one, is I went in and that's when I went in and submitted the answers. So I saw the instructor's answer, and so I went back in and so just submitted the questions because I wasn't going to go in and change any answers. And so this time I'm going to do something similar to that, and so get everything ready to submit, and then tomorrow morning go in and look to make sure I've got everything answered. Am I happy with all the answers? And see if there's any messages from the instructor I need to take note of, and maybe resubmit some stuff. I don't know. We'll have to wait and see. And then I'll either push the submit button then, or I'll go in when I finish work for the day, and in that hour of study period immediately after work, go in and press the button. So I have space. I have time. So tonight I was going to watch The Spy Who Loved Me, but I'm going to be doing that tomorrow night instead, because I don't think I will get what I need to get done finished in time to start it, so that I'm not staying up super late, because I like getting my sleep. I like my sleep. And usually I have Sundays off, but the last two haven't been that way. And next Sunday is probably going to be the same way, because we've got Networking Riches on Tuesday and Wednesday, which I am looking forward to. So that's going to be awesome with Networking Riches. So if you want to come join us, come as my guest, just go to havetonetwork.com, which is in the description below and also scrolling across the screen, and you get to register as my guest and come along and join us. It's going to be awesome. The thing I like about Networking Riches is even though there's some similar material that's covered some material that's covered the same each time, there's also some new material that gets thrown in there, and then the breakthrough zones are never the same. And I love the breakthrough zones, because that's when you get somebody on there who is having a problem in their business, and we get them in the hot seat, and then the coaches are let loose on them, basically, in a very civilized way. With me, that if I ever get in a hot seat during our mastermind group sessions, then Casey knows the gloves come off. I think that's Kaya handed up with the challenge of, oh yeah, welcome to Before the Dirt Nap podcast number 1201. Study, and slap. I'm only 8.5 minutes into it. I remember that. The brain's a little fried, but we got about another hour to go, and then we should be good. We should be good. We should be done for the day. So we're going to have a short call tonight. It's been beautiful. We had the doors and windows open most of the day until the wind picked up, and because it was hitting the passenger side, we just closed everything up on that side, but left this side open. And yeah, it got down to, it was 69 outside, 72 inside. It was awesome. That was lovely. We just got back, and we got back from a walk about an hour ago. And it was beautiful out there. It was cold, and it was nice. It was fantastic. Had fun. But anyway, it's been a good day of study. Got a lot of stuff covered and done, and now it's just going through making sure all the self-scoring assessments are done. Any other assignments that are done have been submitted, and then get the main assessment, the weekly assessment, done and submitted, because that's the main one. So make sure that gets done as well. So I'm probably going to get my hands slapped. I don't know if they're going to. I'm just going to go resubmit my thing, and see what happens with that. Put down that I noticed that there was a difference in the thing, and I'm always curious to see if a family comes by themselves or if they come with other people. I love looking at shipping records and passenger lists, and naturalization certifications and things like that. So I'm going to put my question somewhere around that this is what more information I want to go find on this family, and this is how I'm going to do it. Because basically it's sort of like, what differences do you know in the 10 years? And what would you go and look at? Oh, nobody's mentioned. Hang on. I just thought of something. Actually, it's the wrong year. Yeah. Okay. I just thought of something which I haven't noticed on any of, because we also have to go and read everybody else's, what everybody else has put there as well, and comment on one or two other responses. And from what I recall, nobody has put this one down. So I'm going to go and put this one in there and see what happens. So, yeah. Anyway, I got to go because I got to go get go put this answer in for a different observation on the chat, on the discussion thingy, and where I'm going to go to, where I can go to find that. So anyway, have a super fantastic sparkling evening. I'm off to do this. Come join us at Networking Riches on Tuesday and Wednesday. Go to havetonetwork.com. Come join us. Come see the breakthrough zones that we get to do. I'm hoping we get lots of those in. Always like the breakthrough zones. They're as much as I love Networking Riches, my favorite part is the breakthrough zones, because so much can happen during that time and light bulbs go off. And it's not just, sometimes it's not just the person in the chair who has the light bulb moments. You see them light up on the screen there on Zoom. If you've got I usually put on the gallery shot, and because I like watching other people's faces to see if they also have a light bulb moment, because sometimes it's not the person in the chair that has a light bulb moment. It could be somebody else in the room that has the light bulb moment. So I'm watching everybody else's reactions on the screens, and at that time I hide anybody who is not on camera. So I'm only seeing the faces of those that are on camera, and I can see light bulbs going off, which is kind of cool. So, and then because they may have they may have a different light bulb moment to what the person in the breakthrough zone has. So that's always fun to watch. I love watching that. Then I even have my own breakthrough moments too. But anyway, I got to go. I got to go do this answer before I forget what it's all about. And we will catch you guys back here tomorrow evening at 6 p.m. Pacific. Hei konera.